Hello everyone, my name is Filippo Cervelli and I will be reading the opening pages of the 2001 Japanese novel Nipponia Nippon by Kazushige Abe that I have translated into English. Here we go. He had narrowed down his options to three: breed them, free them, kill them. However, when it came to what was really feasible, the choice was even more limited. Of the three, he thought that breeding had to be excluded. It would be a hassle to transport them from Sadogashima to Tokyo, and the birds were too big to be bred freely in a 6-mat room anyway. The prefecture of Niigata was next to his parents' home, and from there it would probably have been easier to breed them for the distance and the environment, but the preparation alone would have taken years. Definitely not an easy job for a sickly 17-year-old boy with scarce knowledge and finances. Even the government was struggling to sustain the birds to begin with, so it was obviously an impossible task for a total underage amateur. If his location was exposed, surely he would immediately be attacked by raiders, and the ensuing war against numerous forces was a more than likely scenario. To tame and keep them was a fascinating idea, but if you thought about it, it wasn't worth the trouble. Therefore, it all boiled down to either letting them go or killing them. This, however, brought about a new conflict. The two sentiments clashed with each other as endlessly, so inevitably he had to postpone his decision. I can't hesitate at the last moment. So, thorough self-examination was of the essence. To embrace both opposite sentiments at once, that's like having a split personality, Toya Haruo thought. Haruo always daydreamed. To avoid being passive altogether, he needed to continuously make use of his imagination. Whether to free them or kill them, the procedure was the same up to the point he would sneak into the cage. Only the final step was different. Even though the outcomes were opposite, he could realistically picture himself both as the liberator and as the killer. No matter which side of him he pictured, he could relate it to a vivid image without any unease or discomfort in his heart. He even felt the degree and quality of the accomplishment were the same. By letting them go, he could be proud of himself as the hero, the liberator of the innocent and weak in captivity. On the other hand, by killing them, he would be the destroyer of order, crushing the hopes and goodwill of the people. In the guise of a cold-blooded executioner, he could revel in a refreshing excitement and ecstasy. All were nothing more than different lies. Predictions born out of sheer optimism. However, they always felt way more real and solid than any other reality. Toya Haruo replayed these feelings and images in his mind every day, growing more enthusiastic about putting them into practice. He thought that notions of justice and injustice coexisted inside him. He didn't feel that either was false, but he didn't feel like his thoughts were always influenced by them. Yet, it was all happening in his mind. There was no way to ascertain the truth. The more he thought about it, the harder it was to distinguish which one counted as justice between freeing them or killing them, and which one the opposite. Though he wanted both, he didn't feel any contradiction, and was able to turn them around in any way. So, I really have a split personality, Haruo kept believing, almost as a habit. In order to choose one option, he could only wait for one of the personalities to prevail. Until that time, Haruo intended to entertain both fantasies. From the day he had made up his mind, several days had passed without a fixed day to execute his plan. However, like a slug slowly slithering little by little, Haruo's determination steadily moved closer and closer to the forest, home of the crested ibises. Thank you very much.